the Marathi Wikipedia. So if you click on that particular font, you can simply type in Marathi Wikipedia. It is not a difficult task. Believe me, many thousands of people are doing it. So even if you try, there is no harm in doing it. Please try it. But as rightly said by Sudharma, that many people are conversant with phonetic typing, like K means K, K means ka, and all that. So there are many websites which are giving free access for phonetic typing, like Google Transliteration, then tamiltube.com, Quillpad, and all that. Many people may not be knowing that there is one browser. Like people use n number of browsers like Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, and all that. There is an Indic browser which is the name is Epic. How many people know Epic browser? Yeah, most of the people know. So it is a very good browser in which the simple thing what you have to do, open the Epic browser, open Marathi Wikipedia in it and start typing. It's very simple. I personally do the editing through Epic browser only because it is very easy for me, because I am not very conversant in Marathi typing as such. Then there are many things like Microsoft has given some kind of facility in typing in Marathi, where without internet also we can type in Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and many other options are there. Barai is also there. So what is the point is that yes, there are challenges for typing in Marathi, but there are ways and means also. So we need to promote and tell the people that yes, there are various options and you should keep on trying it. So that is why I just kept this slide over here. Another important point, what I was telling about the technical thing and the technical statistics, which is not available in Marathi Wikipedia. Like these are some of the things like revision history analysis, revision history search, contributors, and all that. Those are easily available in the English Wikipedia. Those needs to be taken in Marathi Wikipedia as is. I don't think that there is a very great technical development is required. Another thing is that there is a very good option in English, like we can create a book, create a PDF of a particular article within 1 second. So these are some of the things which we should be getting as far as the Indic language is concerned. So I am not demanding from just a Marathi Wikipedia. This is applicable for Telugu, Tamil, Bengali, Gujarati, all kind of Wikipedia. And also we are still searching for a good translation tool. We don't have translation available from English to Marathi. Even Google doesn't support for translation from English to Marathi. It is giving in, I guess, more than 80 languages, but it is not available for Marathi. So we have to get some good machine translation, which gives, I would recommend a 90% good translation. So I don't expect machine translation can give 100% right results, but it should give fairly good amount of translation where people would be comfortable and they can simply edit some of the things. Then this is a very important point, like we are talking about Indic languages, but at the same time we should have bonding between the other Indic languages also. Like I know about Marathi Wikipedia, but I hardly know about Telugu Wikipedia. So there has to be some bonding and all that. So whatever the kind of new technical developments which are happening in the other Indic languages, those should be communicated to the other Indic people, other Indic editors, so that good things, like what we normally say in a technical term, benchmarking kind of thing. So I think those benchmarking can be, rather should be taken in the different languages, and that will really help. Of course, we should have a good linkage as far as the articles is concerned. We have like English, Marathi, and all that, but that is also should be there. And one important point, what I would share, this is more the technical team, that this is a world of sharing. Like everybody is on the Facebook and Twitter and all that, and if you go to any internet page, we find that there is a share button at the bottom or at the top. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is very easy. Like if I read some news or if I read some article, if I like that article, it is simply easy that we should click on the share and it goes in a second to my Facebook account or my Twitter account or whatever the sharing mechanism I have. I need this sharing mechanism for Wikipedia, and this is not just for Marathi Wikipedia. We can have this sharing mechanism for all Wikipedia, all 282 languages. Like if I am reading a very good article on say Swami Vivekananda in English, and if I want to share it, I should be able to share by clicking on the button, share button on the Wikipedia. Yeah. Yes.
Just the fact that you are on the same page that says the share button, you're making visible for the Facebook deadline there. Wikipedia has a policy which tries to prevent the privacy on the internet. So the question is, if you say that you like to have these share buttons, that's one position. The other position is that you want privacy. How do you see that combined?
No, but actually I want to say something, like whatever our wiki conference meta page is there, the share button is available. This is the screenshot of that. So if for wiki conference meta page can give a share button to all over the world, why can't other Wikipedia pages? So this is the screenshot of meta page on the front page, that is the front page introduction page, and this is the screenshot of that. So if that is been possible in the meta page, why not in Wikipedia? So I don't want an immediate answer, but definitely there is a way of working. Like if it can be given on Meta, why it can be given on the Wikipedia? And we are not expecting that we should email the whole article to the people. We are just expecting that the link should go to a particular person, and that person should get more and generate an interest, and should be able to read the article and promote and kind of get more and more knowledge into it. So that is how. So these are some of the things what we expect, and we find some of the challenges in Marathi Wikipedia. Yeah.
We can have Wikipedia Marathi page for business, interviews, jobs, careers. We can choose Devanagari Wikipedia for schools, chores, baby chores, sons by going to them and teaching them that, and create a pool of students, core groups, core students, core teams, collaborators, making the young students 8, 9, 10 standard, having information class, teaching on the mobile, Wikipedia SMS tables. We can have even nature tracks, trails where individual and group photos and what they went through. So all could be shared. Then you could have theatre, dance, drama, music, and arts, aesthetics, architecture, all these so diverse topics. Then you could have even TV, radio, Marathi links, the TV, radio, so that they could also publish this, and more students could come forward who don't know all these. All people who are well learned in educated people, know about the poor brethren, the slums and all, who don't have access. So I'm telling you, sir, Wikipedia should reach the individual poor people and all start up, even in society building and information chaos. So that way, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, and Wikipedia is working on some of the projects like teaching the Marathi Wikipedia in schools and colleges in other languages also. So we are working on that, and thank you for your valuable suggestions. One question, because other people are waiting here. Yeah.
So I already asked one, so you can choose somebody else.
Yeah, one more, I say.
I just have a suggestion because I thought we were discussing about automatic translation. In Gujarati, we have somewhere some facility where it translates mechanical translation. But believe me, you should not be really looking for that.
Yeah.
It's okay. The stage which it is in, first thing, because English and our Indian languages, Gujarati, Marathi, Hindi, they have quite similar grammars. So grammatically, sentence formation in both these languages is quite different. Apart from this, like French, Spanish, even Polish, all these languages where there is very well behaved and well structured translation facility available. If you do translation once and then reverse translation, it changes the meaning entirely. Yeah. So that's what the translation happens. So rather than we should opt for that or depend on the mechanical translation, I would say we should really look for manual translation.
Yeah, actually,
if someone is really doing mechanical
I got your point. We know the limitations of Marathi translation. I normally give a very funny example. Like if I want to translate, I did not understand the issue. The simple line. If I translate to Marathi through, it says that understand, नीचे खड़ा है वगैरह वगैरह ऐसा funny translation आ जाता है. So it is very dangerous. So that is, I completely agree that we should depend upon the Marathi translation, but for that we need more editors. So that is the thing. Ma'am, I just request that if we can have questions maybe offline, because other language people are waiting. Before closing, I just want to say thanks to everybody, and I invite you everybody on the Marathi track on day 3. That Marathi track would be there in Marathi language. So it would be more interesting for everybody. Thank you so much.
And I represent Telugu Wikipedia. Today's topic that I am going to talk with you is actually a discussion topic wherein we will be deciding upon whether having stuck articles or one-liner articles as well known more popularly. Should we have them? Is it for good or for bad? Before that, I'll have a brief go through of Telugu Wikipedia and its current status. Telugu Wikipedia is actually one of the earliest Wikipedias available in Indian languages. Currently, it is having 49,500 plus articles, and it will be reaching 50,000 mark within a few more days. Coming to one-liner articles, these are otherwise called as stub articles. A one-liner article is one in which it will have the minimum provided length for a given article with at least 2 internal or external links. Otherwise, that will not be considered as an article at all. But ideally, a stub article should have meaningful sentences which will enable the future writers to edit it and improve it into a full-size article. Now the biggest question is whether to have one-line articles is having for good or not. The bad part is, as soon as a user who is in search of information ends up at a one-line article, immediately he gets disappointed because whatever information he was searching for, he could not find. So the bad part of having one-line articles is that it annoys the users, and it also questions the quality of Wikipedia altogether. The in-depthness of articles is lost, and the good part of it is that novice users can get a chance to contribute. It stands as a guiding line, and when used in right manner, it directly affects the right people. It increases the outreach of Wikipedia altogether. Not all stubs in Wikipedia are good. That's a known fact, because once there are many stubs available in a given Wikipedia, it directly means that it is inactive. The community itself is inactive. No one is editing the articles. But there are many examples where stub articles have been evolved into very good articles on later stages. Now this is Larry Sanger's opinion about one-line articles. You can go through it. Here he clearly explains that because of stub articles, there is a horizontal increase in Wikipedia, but at the same time, if they are very good articles, then they will promote Wikipedia in itself. Scenario in India is like this. We have lot of information. The government information is available in the form of digital format in various government websites. It is totally distributed. It is not well formed. So we need some platform where we can aggregate all this information and put it in a comprehensible manner. That will not only enhance the article's quality in Wikipedia, but also give this information readily available to the general public. If you observe some of the websites, the test case that I have taken was the cultivation distribution of lands in Andhra Pradesh. There is data available for each and every village, quoting how much of the land is cultivable under tank irrigation, how much is under river irrigation, how much is under borewell irrigation. But it is available in different websites at different locations. There should be someone who can aggregate this whole data into one single statement, like this particular village has this much cultivable land and this much waste land. That can be done by enthusiastic Wikipedians, but the information is readily available. Only the thing is, we have to make it available to the normal user. The solution is create all possible stub articles on the raw inputs. There seems to be some problem with the display. So the actual point here is that let's take the scenario of forums. You require information about one article, and what you do in a normal scenario is that you will put a question like you require so and so information, and you post the same thing into the forum. Here the same thing happens. If an article is not existent on Wikipedia, you just create a stub article of the same with whatever information you know, and it acts as a question in the forum, and all the enthusiastic users who do have the information regarding that particular article come and edit it and evolve it into a good article. This is the expected situation from online writing.